Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully display all that our grade point, right? So here we successfully display our grade point, there is a mark interval and then the letter grade. So right now friend, I have already write a code for rest of this mark sheet. So if you go to your exercise folder, into the exercise folder, as I told you, after end of this course I will share this file with you. So and also I will updated everything into the GitHub, so you will get every code from here. So I have already created this code into the Marksheet code. So if you open it, so you can see there is a started Marksheet. Right now I copy everything. There is another row. You can see there is another row as a third row. So I copy it. I copy total things. Okay, I copy total things. I write a code rather than it should be actually take a lot of the time. So right now I copy it, and then in our this area, so that is our second row, right? So I have already take another one, that is our second row. So that is our second row started, and then our second row and it on here. Okay, and after this I want to simply paste it. So I simply paste everything on here. So that is our sixth row, and that is a sixth row, and that is actually our 5 row, and so that is actually another one, and there is a fourth. So that is our fourth, and that is the another third. Okay, and that is the and third. So that means the and third row. So that is our and third row. Okay, so that is our and third row, and that is our last one. So I have already discussed about everything with you, and after that actually I write this code for you. So that is all that our code. Okay, so now I want to do, if you want to check it, now click as a save all, and after that if you go there and click as a refresh, so now you can see everything is now updated. Okay friends, so now that is everything is updated. That means a specific this user, that means this student. So right now there is a letter, that is our letter grade as a B, and the gate mark as a V, and then there is a grade point as a 3, and also you can see for the 3, that means 32399, this grade mark as a B. For the reasons automatically dynamically is updated. And then there is also the grade point average as a this one, there's a grade letter as a B, and the total marks, that is the total mark function is a 50, and the remark also, that is a remark is visible as a average. So friend, that is totally dynamic. Okay, like if you go to this user, that means this is student ID, so that is actually this is student ID, right? So now if you go to that is student, our student marks, and that is actually the user, right? That is 202001. That means that is actually the 2001. So right now I want to update this student. Okay, so this student, this mark, so I want to update this mark. I make it as a 90. Okay, I make it as a 90. So now if you click as a okay, so here I updated that part. So right now if you refresh this page again, and now you can see automatically is updated. So that is our letter grade updated right now. That is our A plus, and also there is a letter grade is updated as a plus. Okay, and also you can see our remark is also become updated as a excellent. I hope friend it's very much clear to you. So here after this I have simply added some of the things, like first of all there is our row, that means the third row is started from to this position. That is the same things. Okay, so the same things, I take another table, and into the table area I started marks from to the 0. I take that means that another variable as a total point, I started from to the 0, and I take another for each, I take that all marks. So that is actually pretty much same concept. That means from here I pass that as all marks, right? So into the all marks I get that marks, and the total marks I calculated that total marks, that will be the total marks, and plus our get marks. And after that I take it as another variable as a total subject. So from our student marks table, where our user, that means year ID, will be our marks year ID. year ID will be our marks year ID, and then the class ID, that will be just like that same. Here actually nothing is new, everything I have already completed in our this model, that means this method area. So this method, all that concept, and that is actually pretty much same everything. Okay friend, I hope it's not be hard for you. And then I take as another TR, with the TD I display that serial number, that means that is actually the serial number. Okay, so there is a serial number, there is a gate mark is visible. So gate mark, you can see I take that things with this variable as a gate mark. There is our mark, total mark is now visible. So that is our total mark. So for the 19, there is a letter mark. I have already updated dynamically. So for the reasons here, you can see I have put that condition as a total point will be our float as a total point plus our grade point. So that will be our total point. So now I simply display our grade total points and the grade name. So grade name is now visible. So that is our grade name is visible. Okay. So everything is very interconnected, and I just put that and for each, and I put that as a total mark, and there is a total. So for the reasons I make it as a call less than 3, and you can see it's now showing as a total mark as a 90. So for the reasons I take as a call span 3, so everything is now visible. And then there is our and third row, and after that there is a fourth started. Okay, so into the fourth started concept is that just like the same here. As I told you, nothing is exceptional, everything is very interconnected, which I have already discussed about that things with you. So there is a total grade point. I get this data from our apps, that means the marks grade, and where our start point will be our point for letter, and for letter means that is our total point divided by our total subject. Okay, and then I just simply calculated that condition data, and then I simply display it. Okay, so that is our total one, and after that there is our another one. So that the remark is also totally dynamic. When it will be as a 0, then it should be displayed as a failed, else it should be display our remark means if you go to our grant, that means the grade. So here there is our grade table. There is actually our marks grade. Into the marks grade, you can see that is actually our remarks table. So I have displayed this remarks table dynamically. So now you can see it's now display our this remarks table. Okay, and that means remarks table field. Perfect. And after that is pretty much simple. I take another row. So with this row, I simply loaded one of the HR for the teacher, the parents, and the guardian or the principal and the headmaster. So this part is actually visible on here. So after that remarks, there is our another row. So there is actually one row, there is another row, so there is another row, and that is actually our third row. Okay, that means the second. So here I have added that first row, and that is actually our second row, and that is our third row, that is our fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth. Okay, so you can see that is actually our sixth row. You can see I have already put some of the note for you, so that will be very much helpful to you. So into the row area, I simply loaded as a teacher, parents, and the principal. You can see it's now showing as a teacher, parents, and the principal. So here friend, you can now generate any that means the mark sheet for the student. So right now there is one of these visible. Okay, so if you want to visible another one, like I go to that mark sheet generate. So now I want to search another one as a 2000 class 2. If there have any student data, that should be display. Now I want to use this one rather than I want to check it of the user. That is actually another one as a 3. That means a 007. So 007, click as a search. So right now you can see it's now showing as a sorry, this credential does not have any data. So I didn't actually insert multiple field data. So here I want to use 2000 class 1 exam type, and this the ID. Click the search. Now you can see now there is actually our another student data is visible. There is another student, and there is another student grade that is a letter grade as A minus, letter grade as A minus, and everything is great, right? So that is our another user. So now you can actually use that all that code. That means if you select that as a year, there is a class 1 first terminal type, and there is a one of the user as a ID. That means the student ID number. So with this student ID number, it will be load out the new tab.